If we'll open the meeting, please stand for the national anthem, or for the Pledge of Allegiance. I have this national anthem on my mind. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Silence.
That would have been painful if we had to listen to him sing the national anthem.
We're going to start off today because our two bookends have to leave right away. But we have a presentation from the AOAA, and you know, a lot of people say, what do we get from the AOA, because they're down in the southern end, and I'm always trying to tell them now that I'm not officially on the board, but I'm unofficially on the board. And one of the things today is they're going to do a presentation of money to the county of over $100,000, which benefits all of the people in Northumberland County, whether you're up in Watsontown and Milton or all the way down into Mount Carmel, Shamokin. And this is something they have been doing for the past couple of years, and we really appreciate it. It's a great addition. If anybody has never been there, it's a great addition to the county. And again, I'd like the newspapers to let the people know that, you know, they're getting something, even if they don't, like me, and I hate to say this, but don't like to ride four-wheelers. We still are getting something out of it, and it's great for the people who do have that. So our first thing we're going to do today, so that these guys can get back to work, making more mud holes and rock things and everything else they do, is have the presentation of the check from the AOA, these two guys.
We had to open up both doors for them to get in here, so.
Thank you, Commissioners. I'm Dave Porzy, Director of Operations for the Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area located in Lower Northumberland County. We're here today to present a check to the County Commissioners for $102,750 for your continued support. We are truly blessed that this project continues to grow and grow, and we're attracting people from all over the world, and we're now 10 years. I can't believe I'm standing here saying it's 10 years already. It went by really quick, and we really can't wait to see where we're going to be in another 10 years. And with more tourism coming to the county, with a lot of great things that are going to happen. And thank you so much for your support, and we're really glad we're able to donate this money back to you.
So let's,
Thank you.
if we can get a picture right away so these guys can go, Francis and you two guys. What is the other guy? I forget. What? I'll get in the middle. Make sure I'm in this.
All my checks are written in erasable marker too. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Welcome, thank you.
All we need.
Oh, we're going to take you out. We got to get Sam Mudhog.
That's Joe.
That's Joe.
I'll take you. It's higher mine. Break. No, it ain't. It's not higher. All right. Okay, and the next thing, so we can get this done, because Tina is a very busy young lady from over in the courthouse. It's our presentation to the Housing Authority. We have Pat Mack and Ned Sodrick here representing the Housing Authority. So Tina is from our Register and Recorder's Office, and she's the one that does the collection. So she's going to get up and, is there just read, say whatever you want, Tina. Not whatever you want. It has to be nice things, and then we'll get a picture.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Christina Mertz. I'm the Recorder of Deeds, and I'm here to present a check to the Northumberland County Housing Authority in the amount of $73,629.75. And this is from 2023. We recorded over 5,000 deeds and mortgages. Some of that money goes into this demolition fund, which in turn I turn over to the Housing Authority every year, so.
This money, Tina, is basically used for blight,
Yes.
correct?
That's
And,
correct.
So
Yes.
it does go into our Housing Authority, which is a great asset to the county and which does help.
It's called the demolition fund.
Right,
Yeah.
same thing. Okay, so Pat and Ned, you want to get up and, Tina, I guess we can come up front here, and you could be in the middle this time, Tina.
Dan, before we do that, can I say anything I want? Would that be all right?
Within reason, right?
Let's have Ron, time him. If he goes over, take him out.
On behalf of the Housing Authority, I want to mention Ed Christiana, Pat Mack, of course. I want to thank the commissioners for their efforts in helping the Fight the Blight effort. A lot of people in the county realize how much blight is here. Every town and city and burg has some form of blight. And I think the citizens think, well, we'll just get the county to tear it down, we'll get the city to tear it down, we'll get the township to remove it. And they don't realize there's two important things. Number one, there's a lot of red tape that's involved with acquiring a property and demolishing it. And number two, there's a great financial outlay to get the property torn down and removed. And that's where these funds are going to go. And so on behalf of the authority, I want to thank the commissioners for recognizing this and every year setting aside some funding to help fight blight. Just to give you an idea of what happens with the funds, Pat's going to mention a few things. Pat?
Thanks, Ned. Just to give you guys an idea, we've been able to take the funds that Tina has been so nice at collecting and the commissioners have authorized. We've used it on prominent properties in the city of Shamokin, in Coltmont, on Church Street here in Sunbury. We have just recently, as of this morning, I was on the phone with the manager in the city of Shamokin about property on 6th Street. So as you look around, you say, as Ned mentioned, there's still blight everywhere that you look in various locations, but we've been able to make great strides, continue to make strides moving forward. But 73,000, when you look at the average demo costing 30 to 40, it's hard to chip into that, but there are strides. Look around and think where we were 10 years ago and see where we're at now. We'll keep moving forward with your support and help, and we thank you.
And recognize, Ned and yourself and Eddie Christiana and the rest of the board. We appreciate everything you do. Everything at the Housing Authority is positive. It's helping with veterans housing. It's, senior citizen housing, low-income housing. I don't think people know everything you do, and that's all the way from Milton all the way down to Mount Carmel. And we appreciate that, and we appreciate your board and everything you guys do. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
You're going to take it.
One for you.
Where are we now? This.
At this time, we'll ask for citizens' input on agenda items only. Hearing and seeing none, a motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes of the Commissioners' public meeting held on Tuesday, June 4th, 2024.
So moved.
On the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels bills as submitted by the county controller in the amount of $14,179,994.29 from May 25th, 2024 to June 21st, 2024.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels bills as submitted by the Human Resource Office for payroll number 12 in the amount of $736,422.33 and payroll number 13 in the amount of $737,108.49.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under announcements, a work session will be held on Tuesday, July 16th, 2024, beginning at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. The next prison board meeting will be held on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024, at 11 a.m. in the public meeting room at the Administration Center located at 399 Stadium Drive in Sunbury, PA. The Commissioners would like to announce the rescheduling of the following meetings to be held in the public meeting room at the Administration Center, 399 Stadium Drive, Sunbury, as listed below. These include the Retirement Board, which will be moved to Tuesday, August 13th, 2024 at 10:30. The regular public meeting, which will now be held Tuesday, August 13th, 2024 at 1 p.m. The election board meeting, which will now be held Tuesday, August 13th, 2024 at 1 p.m. And prison board, which will be held Wednesday, August 14th, 2024 at 11 a.m. The Commissioners want to announce that any individual interested in joining the Redevelopment Authority of the County of Northumberland, please submit a letter of interest to the Chief Clerk, Nathan Savage, at his email address, nathan.savage@noricopa.net. The Northumberland County Community Development Block Grant, FFY 2024, final public hearing is being rescheduled to August 6, 2024 at 11:45 a.m. and the approval of resolution to submit application to August 13th, 2024 at 1 p.m. both in the public meeting room at the Northumberland County Administration Center. A motion is needed for the Commissioners to sign the state tax equalization voucher for transfers of real estate for the month of May 2024 as submitted by the Assessment Office.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the employee status sheet list of new hires, individuals no longer employed, promotions, demotions, and transfers as item number 1 through 17.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the following reports. This includes the coal royalty report, the report from the Tax Claims Bureau, and the monthly fiscal status reports as listed in the public meeting agenda under number 10.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to grant permission to advertise the following. Sealed bids from PennDOT pre-qualified bidders will be received by the Northumberland County Commissioners for the superstructure replacement of County Bridge number 130 located on Township Road 616, Plotts Road over Muddy Run in Lewis Township, Northumberland County, obtained online at PennBid. This is a ratification. Public hearing on the proposed Children and Youth Services 2024-2025 implementation plan and the proposed 2025-2026 needs-based plan and budget to be held on Thursday, August 1st, 2024 from 11 a.m. to 12 noon at Northumberland County Family Engagement Center located at 217 North 2nd Street in Sunbury, PA. A public hearing on the proposed Human Services Block Grant for fiscal years 2024 and 2025 for the Department of Public Welfare. The public hearing will be held Friday, July 26th at 10 a.m. and again at 2:30 p.m. These public meetings will be held in the conference room number 2, located at the Behavioral Health and Intellectual Development Services Building, which is located at 217 North Center Street in Sunbury. Notice that Northumberland County assessment roll has been completed and is on file in the County Assessment Office on the 3rd floor of the Northumberland County Administration Center at 399 Stadium Drive, Sunbury, PA. The assessment roll may be inspected by any interested persons from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday and/or 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday through Friday. The rolls are open for inspection up to and including the last day of August 2024, and any person desiring to appeal from any assessment for 2025 taxes shall file a statement of intention to appeal with the Northumberland County Board of Assessment revision on or before the first day of September 2024. And rescheduling of the following regularly scheduled meetings held in the Northumberland County Commissioners Public Meeting Room Administration Center located at 399 Stadium Drive as listed below.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the renewal of the 2024-2025 property and casualty insurance as presented by Purdy Insurance Agency, Inc., and submitted by Human Resource Department. This is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to award Kevin E. Raker Construction LLC of Sunbury as the lowest qualified bidder for County Bridge Number 26, T-387, Wolf Road, over Schwaben Creek, superstructure replacement, Washington Township, per the county engineer Chuck Hopta Jr., and this is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to authorize the Northumberland County Commissioners to execute the contract for superstructure replacement of County Bridge Number 26 with Kevin E. Raker Construction LLC, Sunbury, as the lowest qualified bid of $343,496.54.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to amend the professional service agreement for the 2020 Community Development Block Grant CDBG contract between CEDACOG and Northumberland County for $134,660 in administration and delivery services rendered to Northumberland County on behalf of Delaware Township, on behalf of Milton Borough, and on behalf of Mountain Carmel Borough, and on behalf of Ralpho Township. This amendment removes the $4,000 environmental review fee and the $3,100 Davis-Bacon and related acts fees from HANC elimination of slum blight, and adds the $4,000 environmental review fee and the $3,100 DBRA fees to Housing Association of Northumberland County, Housing Authority of Northumberland County, elimination of slum blight Phase 2.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion to amend the professional services agreement for the 2021 CDBG contract between CEDACOG and Northumberland County for $131,060 in administration and delivery services rendered to Northumberland County on behalf of Delaware Township, Milton Borough, Mount Carmel Borough, and Ralpho Township. This amendment removes the $4,000 environmental review fee and the $2,300 DBRA fees for Housing Authority in Northumberland County, elimination of slum blight, and adds the $4,000 environmental review fee and the $2,300 DBRA fees for Housing Authority of Northumberland County, elimination of slum blight Phase 2. This amendment also removes the $1,400 DBRA fee from the Oak Street Downtown Park and adds a $1,700 DBRA fee to the demolition project.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to approve moving $74,158.95 in FFY 2021 Community Development Block Grant CDBG funding from the RAB Township Gym Phase into RAB Township Gym Phase 2.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to approve the moving of $65,192 in FFY 2022 Community Development Block Grant CDBG funding from RAB Township Gym into RAB Township Gym Phase 2.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to approve the consent to sell repository parcels not sold at the June 21st, 2024 judicial sale on behalf of the Tax Claim Bureau.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to authorize the Commissioners to execute a letter approving the transfer of $9,693,165.49 of the American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds to the general fund for reimbursement of governmental services as described in the provisions of the ARPA program, which align with the rules and regulations of the ARPA program. This
So
is-
moved.
This is a ratification.
Yep.
On the question, all in favor state aye. Motion carries.
Motion to authorize the Commissioners to execute a letter of support to the Greater Shamokin Area Housing Development Corporation for the Greater Shamokin Area Patriot Housing Project ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the Juvenile Court Judges Commission Juvenile Probation Services Grant Award notification for $151,537. This is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the Northumberland County Emergency Management Agency Nuclear and Radiological Incident Specific Plan for 2024.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, PCCD, grant application for the Northumberland County Reentry Program for $15,000 ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute a renewal service agreement with Motorola for Astro Services on behalf of the Northumberland County 911 Public Safety Department for a monthly fee of $16,488.92 ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the Northumberland County Engineering Department to purchase through CoStar's program 2022 Dodge Ram 1500 from Zimmerman Enterprises, Inc., funded by Liquid Fuels at a cost of $33,915, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the Northumberland County Commissioners to execute the contract for roof replacement at the Southern Complex with H&P Construction, Inc., HPCI, Coltmont as the lowest qualified bidder of $55,973.98.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the recommendation by the Hazard Mitigation Team to hire MCM Consulting Group, Inc., State College for updating the hazard mitigation plan contingent upon grant funding from the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, PEMA, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the chief clerk to execute the agreement with Cintas for 2 AED replacements on behalf of the county prison at a rate of $114 per month per unit.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the chairperson to execute the annual generator preventative maintenance agreement with Modern Group for 2 generators located at the Southern Complex at a cost of $1,160.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed authorizing travel requests and attendance at the following workshop seminars as in accordance with the county's personnel manual travel reimbursement policy.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to amend the contract with Claudio Di Grutola to Bilingual Connection LLC due to vendor being improperly named. And this is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize Concord Public Finance Advisors, Inc. as financial advisor to the County of Northumberland to prepare and distribute a solicitation for proposals from financial institutions in order to secure financing for the county to undertake a potential tax reassessment, and further authorizing Frank W. Garrigan as the county solicitor and Eckert Siemens Sharon and Mellett LLC as bond counsel to review the solicitation and undertake such other actions necessary and proper in furtherance of obtaining such proposals.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the quote from Phaser Corporation for battery replacement to the Vertiv Uninterrupted Power Supply UPS at the prison at a cost of $6,735.00.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the following proclamation, and that includes the County of Northumberland declaring July Veterans and Armed Forces Month.
Okay, we're going to move this, Nikki, for about 5 more minutes to the end, okay? All right, thank you. So we're going to get to Mr. Garrigan, the solicitor's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion to adopt Resolution R15-24. The Board of Commissioners in Northumberland of Northumberland County authorize the chairperson to sign Amendment 2 of the Agreement R150300004 with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R16-24, Agreements, Amendments, Revisions, Grants, Leases, and Reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed, numbers 1 through 39. The above agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports are not with county employees, nor does their organizational contract list county employees as principals in their corporation or on their board of directors, with the exception of contracts with CSO, as Controller Grayson is a member of the CSO board.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We done, Frank?
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing we'd like to go to is Peggy Reichenbach. Every year comes into our office, and we usually do this in the office, but her campground has donated to the veterans for many years now. And I know our people from the veterans really appreciate what they do. So Peggy, do you want to speak or anything first, and then we'll get a picture, and then we'll get to the rest of the veterans program.
I actually just texted Nathan about an hour ago saying I have your check, so this was perfect timing. Every year, the Sunbury Airport Campground holds a golf cart poker run. It started out just for fun, but people started throwing a couple of dollars in a tip jar, and it's just become an event that our campers love. So a few weeks ago, 310 campers were happy to raise $9,000 for the emergency fund for the Northumberland County VA. So we're happy to present that to them today.
Maybe what we should do here, Peggy, is maybe have our veterans people up, Olivia, and come up and present the check. We'll come up here and I guess get a picture, Francis and Larry. You have enough film in your cameras, of course, right? Okay.
And let's give it,
Oh, yes, you may definitely say something.
First off, as the Director of Veterans Affairs, I want to thank you guys, Commissioners, for letting me do what I do on a daily basis to help veterans, as well as my boss, Olivia, and Mike Bogish as well, for being very supportive and everything, and my cohort, Anthony, here, who works very hard every day to get veterans the benefits they deserve. Patty's donation every year has been great to our office for the Veterans Emergency Fund. It has funded people that have car trouble that couldn't afford it so they can go to work to fix their transmission, many tanks of oil, roof repair, things like that that don't get covered under state and federal benefits. So if it wasn't for them, that funding wouldn't be as well funded as it is. So I want to thank them for all their hard work that they do for us every year and for our veterans.
We thank you.
Yes, you guys.
So,
Set them down, maybe down front.
I don't know if you're going to.
Turn my fat side a little.
There we go. You're hiding me.
Oh, it's beautiful. Any amount helps.
Is that sleep? Oh. All right. Let's not have no controversy.
You remind me of, like, when I go and get cheap seats out at Yankee Stadium out in right field and take pictures of the batter. You're like out in the cheap seats, and Larry's like right behind home plate.
Okay, so let's get to, this is like Christmas today for the county, all these checks coming and everything, but let's get to this proclamation that we're doing, and let me explain a little bit how it came about. About a month ago, at my 3 o'clock in the morning sessions with myself, I came up with the idea. I was so sick of hearing on TV and everywhere else that not that I have anything against anything, but how we had this day and this month and this whatever. And I thought to myself, we couldn't have any of that unless we had the veterans from our wars and our armed services, people who are serving in the services now. So I don't know what I did if I text Nathan or called Olivia the next day, but I got to this point. I thought, why can't we have a Veterans and Armed Service Month? Not Veterans Day, not 4th of July Day. We need to start with the people that really mean something, not like the other ones don't, but who got us here and who are the ones that all those other things that they can do now because of our veterans and the people in there. So I start making some phone calls the next day, and I called some of our state people. I called some other county commissioners. I said, can we make a Veterans and Armed Service Month? I didn't know if we could do it. And I ended up finding out, as county commissioners, we can do whatever we want. So the next day I called Olivia, and let me thank these people right off the bat, because this was not the commissioners, this was these people. Anthony and Ryan from the veterans who went crazy setting this up. Mike, Olivia's assistant. But I'm going to tell you something. Olivia And we have great leaders in our departments, Megan and Carmine and everybody. But Olivia is the closest thing to an angel on earth that I have ever seen. Because when I called Olivia and said, I have this idea, I got about halfway through and she said, I love it. And then I said, here's what we want to do. 3 days later, I gave her a call. Olivia, I want to have some veterans there. I want to have some service people. I did it. Couple days later, I called her. Olivia, I'd like to have a cake or something. I did it. She can read my mind. And everything. And then finally, yesterday, I said, Olivia, I'd love to have someone sing the national anthem at the end of this. She did it. So she just did it all. And I'm telling you, she's an angel. I tell her that all the time I talk to her. And again, we have other great people. But she's a joy. So anyway, we got to this proclamation that we're going to name this entire month of July for veterans, in honor of veterans and in honor of people that are in the armed forces, whether it's now. And one of the things I'd like to do is, I don't know if we should do it first. I would like everyone who is here, who is a veteran or who is in the armed service or was in the armed service, to get up and introduce themselves and just say, you know, Vietnam from 65 to 66, or because and you aren't, it's just not recognizing you, but yous are representing the people that, listen, me and Joe almost got to Vietnam. We're old, and we were there last year. They drafted people. And people don't know when there was the draft, and I'm going to say this is me. When I got my draft number 84, I thought it was the end of the world. I thought, I'm going to Vietnam, and I'm being honest. I wasn't like, I want to go. I would have went. But it was like, hey, you're going over Vietnam when all it was everybody was getting killed over there, how bad it was. And thank God, well, I shouldn't say thank God, but the draft ended that year. We had numbers, but we didn't get drafted. I just can imagine the people that did get drafted for that war and the wars before, and enlisted on their own. The courage that they have is unbelievable. Because unless you think you're going to get drafted and have to go to Vietnam, you don't know what you have inside of you to do that. And I just want to appreciate everybody that's here. And you're representing all the people in this county that were in Vietnam, in World War I. I don't think if we have anybody here, do we, Olivia? You couldn't get that. That's one thing you couldn't feel. Okay. But World War II, Korean War, Iraq, all those places. It's about time someone recognizes those people. So what I'd like to do, and I don't know how we're going to do this, Nathan. Should we read it first?
I think we should vote on it and see if the other two want.
Oh, we got to vote on this. We have to vote on this. Okay, we'll vote on this proclamation, and then how about if we have Nathan read it, and then we'll have each one of you that would like to come up and then stay up here and just say, hey, I'm, whoever representing the people from Vietnam, and I was in Vietnam or wherever you were, and stand up front here, because I really think this month we need to recognize everybody, men, women, anybody who was part of that. Because if we didn't have you, we wouldn't be here. We might be speaking Chinese or Russian or something else. And we just want to show that we appreciate it. So
I'll take a motion to
Joe.
approve the following proclamation for Veterans and Armed Forces Month.
So moved.
Seconded.
on the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We'll have Nathan read that. And then if you would line up and just get up and introduce him, please stay up front. And then we have a young lady to sing the national anthem, which I think is great, and go from there. Okay.
So for Veterans and Armed Forces Month, the proclamation reads, whereas the greatest acknowledgement of our freedom is to honor our armed forces and veterans who have sacrificed and in many instances paid the ultimate price for our freedoms, and whereas Northumberland County recognizes and respects the more than 6,000 county veterans and members of the armed forces for their many attributes, and whereas we, along with millions of other Americans, can attest to the importance of their sacrifices and their contributions for our freedoms and securities, and affording us the abilities to celebrate and recognize other holidays. And whereas Northumberland County realizes that many veterans who gave so much of themselves came home without recognition, served thanklessly, and may have even been denied educational, professional, or occupational opportunities. And whereas we value and appreciate that the veteran population of our county contributes handsomely to the social, economic, and political successes of the county by and through programs, expenditures, volunteerism, and active participation. And whereas both men and women of our armed forces continue to be an inspiration to all of us through their demonstration of courage, leadership, and their commitment and service to our community and our country. And whereas we in Northumberland County will always remember and pay homage to our military community, both active and inactive, for their contributions, dedications, and commitment to the cause of our freedom. Now, therefore, be it resolved that in observance of Independence Day and in honor of our service members, we, the Northumberland County Commissioners, recognize the entire month of July as Veterans and Armed Forces Month, and Northumberland County proudly joins the rest of our nation to salute and give special honor and recognition to the men and women who served and serve in our armed forces. Signed unanimously by the Board of Northumberland County Commissioners.
So if we could now, if anyone who would like to come up and say their name and what war or what armed forces they were in and stay up here, and then we'll have the national anthem. And I just want to recognize you because you guys don't know how important you are. And I want Northumberland County residents to know how important they are. Okay? And don't be bashful. Get up and be proud of it.
Anthony and I are going to stand up because we want to shake everybody's hand.
Okay, and leave them up here so the national anthem. Okay. Guys, right there.
Go ahead and speak at the podium. Yep.
We'll say your name and what service, rank of service.
My name is Leroy Caseman. I served in the Air Force from 1966 to 89. I served in Vietnam from 69 to 70.
Thank you.
My name is Dean Williard. I was in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. I served from 1970 to 1976. The 72 flood is vivid memory of mine, activation. I never was federally activated, but I served.
Thank you.
My name is Bill Schroeder. I was in Vietnam 1968 and 69, and I lost 3 good friends over there, and ain't a day go by I don't think about them. So thank you.
God bless you.
My name is Richard Irving. I served in the Marine Corps from 1999 to 2003 and served in Iraq 02 to 03.
My name is Johnny Long Jr. I served in Vietnam from 1965 to 67. Thank you.
I'm Roger Lebo. I served in the Air Force January 57 through 60. Fortunately, I wasn't sent to a war zone.
I'm Earl Sevison. I was in the Caribbean. After everything's kind of settled down over there, in the construction engineers, and I come back without any bullets coming with me. So I was happy to be with you.
My name's Jim Bastian. I served in the United States Navy from 1954 to 1958, and I'm a Korean veteran.
Nastasia Probst. I was in the U.S. Navy from 2005 to 2017.
My name is Jessie Questel. I was in the Navy from 2003 to 2009.
Hi, my name is Patrick Marshall. I'm a veterans rep at CareerLink in Sunbury and Bloomsburg. Greatest job I've ever had in my life. I always get a little emotional when I'm talking about my veterans. served 12 and a half years in the Army, was deployed in Haiti and Kuwait and combat in Iraq in 2003. And like I said, greatest job I've had in my life, and love giving back to all my veterans here.
Greg Hoffmaster, I served from 1973 to 77, Uncle Sam's Canoe Club, some of us like, and that was the peacetime, supposedly.
Maryland, U.S. Army, Cold War, 85 to 88 and 87, and 88 was in the Republic of Korea.
From all of us at the Department of Military Affairs, thank you all for your service and for your sacrifice and what you guys have done for us. Because of you, we are standing here today as free citizens in the United States of America, and we all get to be people and live a happy life because of you. Thank you.
And guys, let's everyone stay here, please. We're going to have the...
Before we all sit down, I'd like to introduce our national anthem singer, Renee Albertson, a very good friend of mine.
Before we get to that, I wanted to say something. Number one, you guys are representing everybody in Northumberland County. We're glad that you came. You don't know how much we appreciate it. And I want to do one thing that I'd like to read a letter that you guys probably are more familiar with than me. And it was a letter I found just a couple years ago. And I think it would mean something more to you than, and I never knew this was out there, but this was a letter that was sent after one of the wars, okay? And I'm not sure they still do this or not. But it says, Dear whoever, I have addressed this letter to reach you after all the formalities and the separation from active services are completed. I have done so because without formality, but as clearly as I know how to say it, I want the Navy's pride in you, which is my privilege to express, to reach into your civil life and to remain with you always. You have served in the greatest Navy in the world. It crushed 2 enemy fleets at once, receiving their surrenders only 4 months apart. It brought our land-based air power within bombing range of the enemy and set our ground armies on the beachfront for final victory. It performed a multitude of tasks necessary to support these military operations. No other Navy at any time has done so much. For your part in these achievements, you deserve to be proud as long as you live. The nation which you served at the time of crisis will remember you with gratitude. The best wishes of the Navy go with you into civilian life. Good luck. The Secretary of the Navy, James Forrestal. This letter was written December 29th, 1945, to my father, and I never seen it until he passed away. And I think that's how most veterans are. They don't talk about what they did in the war, but we know they did so much. So for all the veterans, the people in the service, alive, passed away, from our hearts, thank you. Thank you. Now we're ready.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our
Veterans, we salute you. This is your month. God bless, and thank you. Meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming.